crimson velvet, ornaments suspended in the air, and a dash of whimsy. This holiday, we're trading traditional cozy for something more magical. Welcome to the Winter Circus. Every holiday season has a feeling. Last year we went with rustic botanical and a touch of dark romance rococo. But this year, it's been a little harder to get into the Christmas spirit with everything going on in the world. That's why I wanted to create something more low-key, but still full of whimsy. Winter Circus is nostalgic, a little theatrical, and absolutely filled with wonder. It's steeped in rich reds, velvet blacks, shimmering whites, and dusk blues. Whimsy meets luxury, vintage accents, faded textures, the opulence of holiday velvets, and a sparkle like icicles catching winter light. It's a world where circus magic glows under snow-dusted skies, equal parts charm and enchanted. Circus-inspired decor is definitely an emerging trend. I'm already seeing it in stores now, and I guarantee it will be even bigger in 2026 as we keep searching for those joyful, whimsical moments. And today, we're bringing that world to life with simple decor and a few easy DIYs. Most people start decorating at eye level, but a circus is about what happens above you. So, to turn this greenhouse into a big top, we need to bring some drama above our heads. I got these awesome red and white ornaments from Walmart a few years ago. Hanging them from the greenhouse frame immediately changes the scale of the room. I used wire and twine and staggered them in the space to induce movement and a playful feel. And just like that, the stage is set. Life got busy, so it was a few weeks before I could make it back out to finish decorating. I had to shovel the steps, but luckily we had a rare 40-degree day, so it wasn't too cold. The fresh snow made the hanging ornaments pop, a perfect base for the rest of the Winter Circus decor. I brought in my decorating supplies in crates, then I made myself a hot chocolate and got decorating. I'm starting with the wreaths. You might recognize this one if you saw our greenhouse decor last year. I had attached a thrifted sign and a burlap bow to it. This year, I'm keeping the sign, but swapped the bow for a velvet and gold ribbon to bring in more of that circus feeling. I hung the wreath on the back wall of the greenhouse, where it instantly adds that rich, festive touch. Next, I hung up 2 more wreaths I DIY'd last year in the front windows of the greenhouse. If you want to see how to make those wreaths, you can check the link in the description box. Now it's time for the tree. I made the tree box as part of our Christmas theme last year, and the DIY for it is in the video I just mentioned. This year, I swapped out the burlap sacks I had used for a piece of velvet fabric scrap I had on hand. The red is a little deeper than the other reds in the space, so I think it kind of clashes. But it works for now. I might switch it out later if I find something better. For the tree itself, I wanted the main focal point to be the red velvet ribbon, the same one I used on the wreath. To me, it says circus without tipping into kitschy. It keeps the style elegant and refined with just the right touch of whimsy. I'm actually not sure where I got this ribbon, but I've had it for a few years and there was a lot of it, so it was perfect for tucking into the tree. I also added some holly picks where the ribbon starts and ends to help guide the eyes and create more flow through the tree design. Since I already had the ladder in position, I decided to add the tree topper, a red star made out of paper. This is a super easy and quick DIY I made this year. Let me show you how to make it. I found some tutorials on Pinterest for making the star. This works best on cardstock that is equal length and width, a square shape. Start by folding the paper lengthwise and horizontally, then along both diagonals. I used scissors to help press down the folds since the cardstock was thick. Crisp lines are key here. Now you should have 4 triangles. Cut along the center line of each triangle, about halfway up the page. Then, fold the cut sections inward to form a diamond shape. You'll start to see the star take form. Add glue to one flap and overlap the other on top. Continue this process until all sides are attached. Now repeat the same process on another piece of paper, but this time, Once the star is fully formed, trim off the star arms. Glue this trimmed piece into the empty space of the other star. I used hot glue, but it was visible on the outside. In the future, I would try using a clear drying liquid glue instead. To cover the glue marks, I added some red ribbon along the seams, and from far away you can't tell at all. Back to the tree. I used a bamboo skewer inside the star to create some structure, then stuck that right into the top of the tree to attach it. Next, I added red baubles. I think I got most of these from Dollar Tree at some point, but I don't remember. I placed them into the branches with the tops pointing toward the center, so only the red part shows. I also tucked in a few snowy pine cones I had on hand. They didn't necessarily add or take away from the overall look, but they helped fill in some of the larger gaps in the tree. They're not particularly circus, but they do add to the overall whimsical feel. Overall, I kept the tree pretty simple this year, but I think it still captures that winter circus vibe without going overboard. Next, I'm bringing in some greenery to the space. I grabbed a mix of faux spruce greenery I've thrifted over the years and picked some to put in the basket. In the center, I added this little elf doll I've had for years. He kind of looks like a jester elf, so I thought he was perfect for adding more whimsy and subtle circus energy to the space. To pull it all together, I added a holiday sign from Dollar Tree and hooked it onto the inside of the basket with an ornament hook. I love doing non-destructive decor, so I can take things apart and reuse them for future projects. It just makes it easier to refresh your decor year after year without starting from scratch. I placed the basket on our potting table, then added our greenhouse Santa, which you might recognize from last year. Finally, I added some wooden trees, another DIY I made this year. These really bring that circus feel to the space, bold but not overbearing. Let me show you how to make them. But first, if you're enjoying this video so far, please give it a like. It helps me to reach more people who might love this style too. Thank you for supporting the channel. To make these wooden trees, I started by using cardstock to form a cone shape. You can make yours more uniform, but I made mine different shapes and sizes, which adds to the circus feel, where things are often asymmetrical and playful. I used tape to secure the cone, then trimmed the bottom so each cone would sit flush on the table. For the wood, I used cedar shingles, leftovers from when we built the greenhouse last year. They're inexpensive and great for crafting. A bundle that covers 12 square feet costs around $16. But if you're looking for a cheaper or easier alternative, wood chips work too. You can get a big bag for about $5, and you won't need to do any cutting. Once I had the wood cut into small squares, I started attaching them to the cones with hot glue. I worked from the bottom up, overlapping each row slightly and keeping the rows even. It's a little like solving a puzzle, fitting pieces together as you go, and if something doesn't fit, you can always trim a piece to fill any gaps. At the top, I let some of the wood overlap slightly to cover the tip of the cone. Next, I mixed a little water into white paint and gave the trees a light coat to soften the color and highlight the texture. Once that dried, I added a few wool pom-poms I had as festive toppers. On one of the trees, I added additional pom-poms in blue, red, and black, the winter circus colors, so they would look like ornaments. We're in the home stretch now. I wiped down our outdoor table and started setting it up. First, I placed red chargers. I think I got them from Dollar Tree a few years ago. Then I added a white dinner plate, followed by these plaid salad plates I've had for years. I reused the same ribbon from our Ralph Lauren inspired table setting, which you can find linked in the description if you missed it. Then Then I added gold flatware and some green goblets to tie in the color palette. I wasn't totally sure what I wanted for the centerpiece, so I played around with these bottle brush trees I picked up from Joann's going out of business sale. In the end, I gave each place setting its own tree. To finish things up, I brought out some velvet pillows I thrifted a few years ago. You might remember them from our amber and velvet Christmas theme. Then it was time for one last DIY, these circus-inspired wreaths. I debated about hanging them in the air, but thought they made the space too busy, so I pivoted and decided to use them as chair backs. Here's how I made them. I took these beaded wreaths from Dollar Tree and spray painted them red. After they dried, I added some glitter to the top half, using spray glue. Then I tied on these animal ornaments I found at Target a few years ago, using string. To hide the hook and secure the ornament, I wrapped a piece of striped ribbon around the top. I used another piece of ribbon to attach a second wreath to the bottom, creating a double-layered look. You can absolutely go with a single wreath, but I think doubling them up adds drama, and it really leans into the circus aesthetic. It was a quick and easy DIY that I think really takes us into the realm of circus. And just like that, our winter circus has arrived. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. Please consider subscribing for more DIYs, food, gardening, and creative lifestyle content. I hope you have a happy holiday season, and remember, enchantment awaits. Life is just about finding it.